Okay, question 13. The graph shows 2 training runs by Pat and Vicky. 13 part A asks us after how many minutes does Pat overtake Vicky? Part B asks us how far ahead is Vicky when Pat starts again after her rest. So we're going to work up on the graph here. So part A asks us after how many minutes does Pat overtake Vicky? Where does Pat overtake Vicky? So she overtakes us. She overtakes there. And if we follow that line down, she overtakes here. On reading on our time axis, she overtakes at 49 minutes. Okay, now part B asks us how far ahead is Vicky when Pat starts again after her rest? So, how far ahead is Vicky when Pat starts again? So, Pat is the dotted line. She has a rest from here to here. So, this is the point where she starts again. So, we need to find out how far it is from this point up to this point here. So, we know that Pat stops at 5 kilometres. And she starts going again, and at that time Vicky, okay, is at that point, which is 1, 2, 3 squares above 6. So 6, 1, 2, 3 squares above. So now we need to find out what that value is. We know this one's 5. We're told that. So we need first to decide there are 5 squares between 0 and 1. So each 1 square is 0.2 kilometres. So those 3 squares that we counted above 6 is actually 0.2, 0.4, 0.6. So she is 6.6 kilometres. And that is the distance there where Vicky is. So the distance between Vicky and Pat, Vicky is at 6.6 kilometres. Pat is at 5 kilometres. So how far is it from 5 up to 6.6? Or we could do 6.6 take away 5. The answer is 1.6 kilometres. It's really important we transfer information into the answer grid here. So after how many minutes does Pat overtake Vicky? We worked out that was 49 minutes. The second part was how far ahead is Vicky when Pat starts again after her rest? Vicky was at 6.6, Pat was at 5, so the difference between the two was 1.6 kilometres. So it's fine to have shown our information up on the graph, but we need to transfer our answers onto the answer line.